Hey guys, Bill Cook here with this month's episode of What's Cookin' with Bill Cook. So tonight's topic hits relatively close to home for me. The topic is, where do magicians meet? So when I was about 13 years old, I found my first magic shop, PJ's Trick Shop. And when I first found PJ's, I also found my first magic club, the Misdirections Magic Club. I was enthralled. And then one meeting, the president got in front of the group and told us that this was it. There were going to be no more meetings. The team that ran the club got into a disagreement with the owner of the magic shop, and there was to be no more misdirections. Fast forward to January of 2009. Big snowstorm. I'm in my driveway scraping ice with a pick, and I'm on the phone with my boss at the magic shop, Brian. I said, "Hey Brian, why don't we have a magic club anymore?" Brian told me the story about the disagreement between the club and the owner, and it was then and there on that phone call that the two of us decided that we were going to reinvent our magic club. Bring it back. Fly the new club under a new banner, new name, a new brand, and under a new mission statement. And with that, the Aces Magic Club was born. ACES stands for the Alliance of Chicago Entertainers. ACE, little s. In the 5 years that we've been around, the Aces Magic Club has hosted over 23 high-quality lectures from men and women alike, from magicians like Eugene Berger and Joshua J., Jania Taylor, Lee Asher, Aaron Fisher, Sal Piacente, Bill Abbott. We even hosted the Jeff McBride Experience. Everything about Jeff. Show, workshop, lecture, everything. We held it. Once a year, our club Skypes with a professional magician who is unable to come to us, but we have a nice little Skype chat with him. We've had Skype chats with Lance Burton, Matt King, Justin Flom, and this month we're Skyping with Dan Sperry to learn more about the American Tour of the Illusionists. We've held 5 magic competitions every year since our inception. Our most recent contest, free to the public, had 250 people in attendance in the audience. How cool is that, right? Now don't get me wrong, I love magic conventions. I love the fact that everyone is there for the same thing, the love of magic. But there's a certain vibe you get when you're at a magic club versus a magic convention. For example, I have seen some of the newbies that come into our club over time develop into these fantastic magicians that before they would call me to say, "Hey Bill, what's the new trick I should buy?" Now they're calling me to tell me about the new opener they're using at trade shows for Fortune 500 companies. They're no longer newbies, they're pros. See, magic conventions are so infrequent that you really can't get that connection with people. Magic clubs are every month. That's why I would take a magic club over a magic convention any day of the week. Now, I had a sit down with my club about 2 months ago. I belong to most of the clubs in the Chicagoland area. Now, if you've never been to Chicago, check this out. There are 12 magic clubs that you can come and visit. 12 of them in the Chicagoland area. There are 4 magic shops in the Chicagoland area that you can come and visit. There are 3 magic shows that run weekly, if not monthly, in Chicago. And yet, for some bizarre reason, with all the magic surrounding in Chicago, I don't feel like there's a brotherhood, really. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying this, but it has to be said. Magicians in the city of Chicago do not want to come up to the suburbs. Magicians in the suburbs of Chicago do not want to go into the city. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a few magicians who go, down to the city and up into the suburbs. I'm one of them, and I can count maybe 5 others that are as well. But I truly believe that the magicians in the city and the suburbs don't cross-pollinate, and that really bothers me. Now, I understand, belonging to magic clubs is expensive. If you wrote down every one of the things that I mentioned, to visit, to go to a lecture, to go to a workshop, to go to a show, to visit everything possible, you could fill up a whole month. Just in magic. The point I'm trying to make is that the only time that a majority of the magicians come out in Chicago is when there's a famous lecturer in town. I don't know about you guys, but I like being on the cusp of things, the cutting edge of things. I'll go to every lecture. I'll go to every workshop, because you never know when someone is the next Tommy Wonder. You never know when someone is the next Eugene Berger. You never know when someone is the next Jeff McBride. You just never know. And what personally kills me is you never see a packed house on a fundamentals night or a teach a trick night unless you come to the Aces Magic Club. The Aces Magic Club, we started something called Fundamentals, where every few months we focus on one fundamental, and we focus on it, and we work on it, and we practice it, and all the guys and gals that come out walk out at least knowing one version of something. Last month, it was the pass. So in my sit-down, I challenged the club. I want to start doing what I call Ace's Magic Club takeovers.
Captain! Fire! Fire! Fire!
No, not like that, not like that, not like that. That takeover is a bit hostile. The takeover I'm talking about is I want to have more Ace's Magic Club members in attendance at another Magic Club than members of that club. For example, on Friday night, the IBM Club meets, and there's a fee for guests. Ace's Magic Club would contact the IBM to let them know we were coming, with the idea being that the IBM would post out to their people that there was going to be a takeover of the club, and hopefully more of their members would come out to welcome us with open arms, greet us, and share some magic with us. Doing a takeover would involve brotherly love, spreading the knowledge, welcoming your fellow magicians, and maybe getting to know some new faces. That's the idea behind the takeover. Not something bad, just to meet new people. So I challenge you, my fellow magicians and friends. Are you up for the challenge? Assemble your fellow magic lovers, assemble your friends, assemble anyone you could take with you, and go to another magic club. See if you can learn something. See if you can meet one more person that you can add to the common stock of friendship and knowledge. In my opinion, if I learn one thing from a new book, DVD, magic lecture, or session, it was totally worth it. I pass on the challenge, folks. Spread the magic. Are you up for it? And with that said, this has been What's Cookin' with Bill Cook from Chicago. Until next time, folks, see you then. Take care.